You can't ask your anxiety to review everything that you've said. You've got to own it. Learn from it if you need to, but you got to keep moving. You can't constantly complain. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Built Not Given Show. I'm your host, Jake Strickland, and today I want to start you off with a question. And that question is, have you ever had a conversation with somebody and then 10, 15 minutes, maybe the next day, you're replaying the entire thing in your head? What you said, how you said it, how did it come across? Did I say too much? Or what are they thinking about me now? Truthfully, I don't struggle with that too much anymore, but in the past, it has been a major thing for me, overthinking things like that. It was a big point of contention in my life. And what helped me kind of overcome that is what I'm going to go through today. And I've realized over time that we don't live moments, we replay them. You know, we're the construct of the memories that we have, our personalities and stuff like that. But all those can be misconstrued. The way that we relive the memories, to relive those moments. Over time, it's like a game of telephone with ourselves is, oh, I thought I did this, but maybe I did that. I did this, did that. Things just have a tendency to change because we overanalyze after everything's done. Whether that be conversations with a friend, conversations in business, maybe they said something and you thought that you reacted in a positive way, but then you're thinking back and you realize, maybe I could have done that a little bit differently. Or maybe you post something online and you're like, oh, I really like to do this. I struggled with this when I got into real estate. I had to ask like everybody, oh, does this post look good? Does this video look good? And the thing is, the moment is over, but we're still living in it. Meaning the decision that we've made has passed, but we're still analyzing whether or not it was the right one, even though there's nothing that we can do about it now. And I don't believe that it's about the moment. I believe it's about how we think we're perceived. We analyze how we acted, how we came across, and we try to convince ourselves of what they thought, when in reality, we're never going to know what they thought unless they flat out tell us. You're not questioning exactly what happened. You're questioning how you were seen. And I think that can come down to maybe that be an ego thing. Maybe it could be a wanting approval thing. Maybe it could be you want control. For me, it was about wanting control. I wanted to control every outcome that ever happened because when things were out of my control, I felt out of control. I didn't feel good. I felt lost. I felt scared. And so that was my problem. I wanted full control over every situation. And it took me a while to realize that no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I act, there's never going to be a time where I can control how somebody else feels. Because like I said, that my personality and my life today is due to the construct of the memories that I've had in the past. Theirs is the same way. And the thing is, I don't have access to those memories. I don't know what causes them to tick, what causes them to react. So no matter what I say, there might be one word or one letter that I throw in there that causes them to completely take whatever I said out of proportion. And truth be told, there's nothing that I can do about that. Because at the end of the day, their memories, their construct of their personality, all the things that have ever happened to them, the things that are in their past, has shaped who they are. And if I'm constantly trying to gauge what happened, try to figure out what happened to them, what's going to cause them to react, I will be so unhappy. Because at the end of the day, the same way that you and me have things that we'll never tell anybody, they have things that they'll never tell anybody. And we can't sit here and try to overanalyze every conversation, every decision, every business decision that we've ever made, everything that we've ever said, because what we say to one person might mean something completely different to the next. And that's one of the biggest problems. Because like I said, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, it's always going to come across differently to every single person. The problem occurs when we start to replay it. We tweak what we said in our head. We tweak what happened in our head. We imagine how it could have been better. And it just keeps going. So that moment didn't die when it happened. we continue to replay it over and over and over and over in our head. We imagine what we did, what we said, how we could have been better, how we could have done this, how we could have done that. We're trying to rewrite something that's already happened. And you're fighting a moment that's already over. The moment's over. The decision's been made. Yes, maybe you did some damage. Or maybe you didn't do any damage and you think you did. But at the end of the day, it's over. We're done. Time has passed. The decision's been made. The thing's been said. The moment has been lived. And there's no way that we can change what has already happened by replaying it over and over and over and over in our head. I saw a quote on somebody's story this morning was, the water's not going to get any warmer the longer you wait. And I feel like that talks in like the present tense, but it kind of portrays directly into this. No matter how much we replay a moment in our head and try to think about the things that we should have said or could have said, the truth is we didn't say them and we didn't do it. It's over. It's happened. There's nothing that we can do to change it. It's done. And when we try to change it, it just drains our energy. It kills our confidence. It makes us hesitate next time. Because if we constantly replay every conversation, then we're trying to replay eventually we're going to end up replaying the conversation as we're having the conversation. And you know what happens with that? We start to think twice before speaking. We start to think twice before posting, before acting. We lose trust in ourselves because we keep putting ourselves on trial when there's no jury. There's not even a court case. Because nobody cares. I mean, yeah, you're going to have your few that replay the same moment like, oh, I can't believe they would say that. But the truth of the matter is, who cares? Nobody. And if they do care, then that's not who you want to be around. If you can't be yourself around somebody and not overthink everything that you do, then you don't want to be around that person. You don't want to be around the person that talks about what you did the next day. Unless it's in a joking matter. Now, I know you banter back and forth with friends and all that, but I know for me, if I'm around somebody and they constantly bring up things that I've done in the past that don't get me wrong, that I've made a step forward to change, then I'm good. Who would want to be around that? I know we all have somebody like that in our life. Who wants to be around that? And that's kind of the point where I hope y'all can get. We got to get to the point to where we can understand and decide that I said what I said. I did what I did. And that was my decision. It's about ownership, not about perfection. Just own what you did. Yeah, maybe you screwed up. Maybe you said something you shouldn't have said. Maybe you could have reacted differently. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. If you strive for perfection every single day, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. But if you strive to be yourself every day, I promise you there will become a time in your life where you're like, yeah, okay, who cares? I'm good. I said it last week. Your opinion of me is none of my concern. And again, that could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. But the truth is, that's true. Who cares? If you're yourself and you can truly go home and sit with yourself and love yourself and care about yourself, you're good. Who cares what you said or what you did? Who cares how you came across? Maybe you came across a little rude. Oops. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Now, take that with a grain of salt. That's not to say that you have the right to be rude if you're comfortable with that. You should be a good person. You should try to do the right thing. You should try to say the right thing. You should try to be a good person. But that doesn't mean that you need to punish yourself every time you screw up. And I believe that's what happens when we overanalyze every conversation that we have. We sit back and we try to punish ourselves because we said the wrong thing. We're going to say the wrong thing time and time again. There, I promise you, it won't be the last time. And I promise you, it also ain't the first time. But it is important to sit back and think, is this something I could work on character-wise, or is this just a slip that happened? Do I really need to change something about me because that was probably not a good thing for me to do? And then that good thing, is that constantly replaying? Is that constantly happening again and again? At that point, yes, maybe we should sit back and think we should change something. But at the end of the day, that is very rare, because I do believe, and maybe I'm wrong, I do believe that everybody has it in them, has this innate drive to be a good human being. And I know some people have been through a lot, and that does affect them. But I believe that those people are also the people that have it in them to be the best human beings, to be the nicest human beings, to be the most kind-hearted human beings. So what I'm saying is, you've made your decision. You got to own it. Good or bad. Own that decision. If you've made a mistake, you still own it. Say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry I shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. Who cares how it came across? Take ownership of it. You can't ask your anxiety to review everything that you've said. You've got to own it. Learn from it if you need to. But you got to keep moving. Can't constantly replay it. If you needed to learn from it, learn from it. But who cares? You said what you said, you did what you did, you acted how you acted, and that's it. End of story. You replaying it time and time again is not going to change the past. Like I said, own it, learn from it if you need to, and then keep moving. Thank you guys for tuning back in. And as always, if you found any value or you enjoyed this, please share the show. There'll be a link in the description to where you can connect with me on all of my social platforms. And there'll also be a form in there you can connect personally with me.